Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Le Tour de France. Whoa, I'm already there. I'm all over my words. Le Tour de France Virtual, the Namibian series, sponsored and brought to you by Mayojean Trading Namibia in collaboration with the Namibian Zwift League and Zwift Racing. My name is Gerrit van Skalvik. I'm one of your hosts. On my right to me is Dian Boshoff. Let me just not get confused again between Dian and Drikus. So it's Dian Boshoff. Welcome, Dian, and how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good to be here again and back for our third stage of Le Tour de France Virtual. Just before we start, Dian, I think we're just gonna, on your screen you will see all the advertisements coming through. We're just gonna talk you through the stage, what happened last weekend, quick update of today's stage and maybe what's coming up tomorrow. Then we will bring in as well, we will bring in Saurel Boshoff. Saurel, of course, the legend Saurel Boshoff, the guy that started all of this suffering that he puts us through on a weekly or weekend basis and a weekly basis. And we'll bring in Saurel. Saurel is already warming up. He's riding in his Class B race today. And we'll bring in the suffer cam. So you guys will see that today we're going a little bit, the technology is growing, hey Dian? And today we're bringing in suffer cams. So from the riders, or some of the riders, we will go via their webcams. We will be watching them. You will be able to see it with us on the screen as well, so that we can see how they suffer. Alright, just before we go there, I think let's just give our sponsors a little bit of airtime quickly, guys. None of this is ever possible without the sponsors coming on board. No series is possible, no ride is possible, no race is possible, whether it's in real life or whether by way of virtual in this virtual Tour de France. Our sponsors is key, and we just want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to our sponsors. Full disclosure, I am the owner of Mayojean Trading, one of the main sponsors of this series, and in collaboration with N Square Distribution. N Square Distribution, they're in Cape Town in South Africa. They are the suppliers of elite trainers in Southern Africa, myself being the elite trainer representative in Namibia. And also one of our great prizes, Dian, at the end of the series, we will have barring some special conditions that we've put in place, people will be able to come into, or will be entered into a lucky draw for a elite real action smart wheel on trainer. I mean, that price is valued at 10,000 rand, or 10,000 Namibian dollars.
Yeah.
So that's a huge price. That's fantastic. So one of these people racing in the series is going to walk away with a elite real action trainer. Then we've got on board Frans Antonie Gerber. Frans Antonie, very well known in the cycling community in Namibia, and so Frans Antonie in collaboration with Powerbar as well as some other pharmaceutical companies came online. They brought some very nice prizes towards our podium prizes at the end of the day. We've got Believe Apparel. That is Claudia Marais from Believe Gym and Believe Apparel. They're situated just outside of Windhoek, just on the borders of Windhoek at the Elisenheim estate. She's situated there. So guys, if you're wondering about Believe Gym and Believe Apparel, you guys can contact Claudia Marais. She does very nice cycling shirts. And talking about that, Dian, one of the prizes today is an actual Mayover, the green jersey, the fastest sprinting jersey. All I can say is Sagan. Then everybody knows what I'm talking about. And at this point in time, in the real Tour de France, it's Bennett who's wearing the green jersey. So the overall winner from Class C and D men. Okay, so the fastest man on the circuit of the day, the winner, the fastest time of this race today, which is RGV, which is taking place in France, that person will win the green jersey. That's an actual jersey with all the sponsors on there. That'll be made for the winner of that Class C and D.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, in Class C and D, who's going to be the wortel and who will be the hare? Eh?
Yes.
It's the carrot and the hare. I know that Jandre is there in Class D. So Jandre, I think you're going to go hard for that Class C men. Class C men, there's D guys coming from you. And Class D guys, catch those C guys. You can win a green jersey. Then we've got on board Squirt Cycling. Again, full disclosure, this is my go-to lubrication for on the bike. This is what I sell in my shop. I use it both on my mountain bike and on my road bike. A wax-based dry loop, fantastic loop. Squirt Namibia, we thank you, Johan Wasserval there. They come on board. They're going to give some prices towards our finish, the podium places. We've got Family Care Pharmacy with Hester Prince there. We all know Hester from the cycling community. She came on board. She's going to give some vouchers. She's going to give a 32 GI hamper. We've got, of course, as I said earlier, Elite with the Elite Trainers. Food Lovers Market. We're going to have every weekend or every race. We've got 3 Food Lovers Market prices. It's spot prices, fun spot prices for the event on the day.
Yes.
So we've got again today 3 times $200 Food Lovers Market vouchers. Now I'm going to come back to that, and then we can discuss it when we discuss the stage, where those prices will be applicable today. Psychedelic Consulting, Heinrich Kere, we all know Heinrich very well. Heinrich from Psychedelic Consulting, another bike shop here in Windhoek. Heinrich also a previous cross-country national champ and a very strong rider. Heinrich is sponsoring a full bike setup. So whether you're on the road in the real world or whether you're doing Zwifting, a bike setup is almost a must. To me, the most important thing, the day you buy your bike, you must get a full bike setup before you even go to ride. So if your local bike shop is not giving you a full bike setup the day you buy your bike, tell them to start doing that, because that's what I'm doing. I'm giving my clients their full bike setup the day they collect their bikes. And then we've got Excel Nutrition Africa. That's Rian Grobler. Rian has got the company Excel Nutrition Africa, and they specialize in the distribution of various not pharmaceutical, that is nutritional products.
Yes.
And they came on board through USN. So USN has come on board via Excel Nutrition Africa, Rian Grobler, and they're sponsoring some awesome prizes, some great hampers. I just got some of the stuff this weekend. My whole shop is just full of USN goodies and other goodies. It just looks very lekker. He's going to come on, or they came on board, and they're going to give prices there. So that's all about the sponsors, guys. Thanks again to all the sponsors. You are absolutely great coming on board. We appreciate you very much. I know, sorry, I almost forget. Sarel mentioned this week that Langehaans Pharmacy, Langehaans came on board. They're giving some stuff as well. Langehaans Pharmacy, local pharmacy legends here in Windhoek and Namibia. We all know Langehaans Pharmacy. Thank you so much, Langehaans Pharmacy. We really appreciate you coming on board a little bit later in the series, but you're here. Okay. Dion, let's quickly talk about today's stage. Today's stage 3 of Le Tour de France Virtual, RGV. This is basically a reverse of last week Sunday's Douche France stage, all right? So I just want to get to that little map quickly. So guys, on the stage today, it's quite a flat stage. RGV, your first 10 to 12 kilometers is basically flat. Then you've got the Aqua.com. So that's a little climb that we go over. We also crested that little com last week. Aqua.com. Then after the Aqua.com, that's around about kilometer 12. Up to until kilometer 17, 18. It's also quite flat. So then we've got the Ballon Sprint. Now guys, if the riders are there, they're on and they're listening at the moment, listen to this. Ballon Sprint. The One Food Lovers Market voucher of $200 will be given today to the fastest lady for the for the Ballon Sprint section. For that specific section, and that's 320 meter section. The fastest lady from class C and D. So this is only to class C and D ladies today. The fastest lady on that sprint action will win a $200 voucher.
Okay.
As well as the fastest man from category C and D. So this $200 vouchers today is limited to C and D class riders, and that will be given to the fastest lady and the fastest man on that sprint section. We've got another Food Lovers Market voucher of $200. We're going to have a little bit of a fun competition to all live viewers. So live viewers, listen out. We're going to have a little fun competition where a live viewer can win a $200 voucher today, which I think is just an awesome idea. But we will pronounce that a little bit later on.
Yes.
So you cannot only watch 10 minutes of this live stream. You have to watch the whole live stream, or otherwise you miss out and you're not going to be able to win an awesome $200 voucher. So after that ballon sprint, Dion, the road becomes a little bit lumpy. And by lumpy, I mean it's a little bit up and down and up and down and up and down until we hit the final, which is the Marina sprint. Okay, so that is our stage for today. Predictions from your side, Jan? What do you think? What's going to happen?
I actually have no idea. Since it is kind of flat in the beginning, I believe that all of the groups might stick together. I think in the beginning they might be splitting up into like 4 or 5 groups, but from there on, I think it will be pretty uniform until the aqueduct come.
Yeah.
Then I think it will start to split up.
Yeah. My prediction, boy. So, like last weekend, we saw the guys going over the aqueduct com. They stayed together because it's quite a flat stage. My prediction for today, they're going to stay together, most of the groups.
Yeah.
Aqueduct is not a big climb, only 400 meter climb, 5 degrees, so it's quite steep. It kicks up quite a bit. I think they're going to go together over that climb. But after this ballon sprint, because the ballon sprint only comes at about 11 kilometers, 17, 18, the road gets lumpy. You might see, especially in the A and the B group, you might see 1 or 2 of the guys on that last lumpy little rolling hills getting away, because those little rolling hills kick up about 4-5%, but it's quick, over and done. So if you keep on your power, you stay on top of your gear, you can get over them quite quickly. But I believe that we will see probably something there.
Yeah.
Just quickly on tomorrow, because guys, we've got 2.5 minutes left, then we're going live racing. Just quickly about tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Queen stage of Le Tour de France Virtual Namibia.
Yes.
It's the big mama. Tomorrow we climb 20 kilometers, almost 1,500 meters, Ventop, which is an actual simulation of Mont Ventoux. Mont Ventoux is like an icon in the real Tour de France. Now, if you look at Lance Armstrong, he's got a program called it's called he's now falling, I can't remember the name of his little podcast that he's got every evening, but be it as it may, they talk about always about Mont Ventoux as the leg breaker, and I think it's gonna be definitely a leg breaker tomorrow. And we will definitely see someone like Drikus trying to ascend that thing and become the king of the mountains. So, minute and a half left, guys, until we get to the racing. I can see Dion Coetzee is on the line there. Dion is warming
Drikus.
up. There I go again. Jy moet vir my reg help vandag hierso. It's Drikus. Sorry Drikus, jy kan my later ek weet nie wat doen nie. Drikus is on the line. Drikus is warming up. And of course, Drikus last weekend on the Douche France stage 2 of Le Tour de France Virtual, he was the only A rider from Namibia in the international group. At the end of the day, he won the race overall. Drikus, we were really proud of you. I'm behind you again. Let's see that sprint. Let's put out the power, and tomorrow let's climb Ventop, Mont Ventoux. Guys, we've got less than a minute going. I'm just quickly waiting for Dion. Dion will be with us within a couple of seconds time. Then we're going to start the live feed, and we're going to show you where the guys are sitting on the line, and we will start going to some of the suffer cams, and then you can see the riders there. Be back with you in a couple of seconds time. Alright, live viewers, welcome back. We're back on screen. So what you can see on your screen now is some of the groups, the guys that is already starting to warm up, and we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we've got the start of stage 3 of Le Tour de France Virtual RGV. On the screen you will see all the groups coming together. That's groups A, D, B, C and A. And you will see usually in the beginning of these races, there you've got a Goomster that is already breaking away in the front, and Goomster is going all out. Now you will see in the start of these races that usually they go crazy.
Yes.
Dion, these guys are just, and Goomster, my hat Goomster is giving it stick here. Goomster is all out alone in front. I think he had a little bit of a head start maybe there on the line. No, yeah. Goomster, ek speel maar net hoor. Goomster is putting down the powers here. You'll see that usually in the beginning, everyone, that the powers are very high. The wattage is high. The heart rate is high. The first 3 or 4 minutes, it's crazy in Zwift racing. And then the bunches come together. They start calming down a little bit.
Yes.
And, things start coming back together. But you guys will see that as we're looking here, we're watching Goomster. Goomster is in the front group, Dion. I think probably shortly behind Goomster will be Drikus Kutsia, not Dion Kutsia. Drikus Kutsia. There they're coming. All right, the guys are coming back to catch him. And there we see basically the A group. In the A group, we've got the Alan Vivier. Alan, a very strong B-class rider on his Tron bike. Is Alan in that yellow? I think Alan is in the yellow jersey on the yellow Tron bike, wearing, of course, his, like always, Alan is wearing his aero helmet. So we've got in this group definitely Alan Vier. I can see we've got Hisselman in here. We've definitely got Drikus in here. We've got Goomster in here. Oh, Kevin Fish. Kevin Fish is a C rider. Kevin Fish, exactly, and is sitting in this A group. So D-class riders, if you can hear me, if you want to win that green jersey today, you need to haul ass and get to the front of the A group, because Kevin Fish from C, because remember the green jersey is for C and D group, Kevin Fish is in that A group. Dion, I can see, I think the guys, their legs are starting to get a little bit tired, because, I mean, we're seeing around about, if you're watching someone here, he's pushing about 300 watts. So on the top left-hand corner of your screen, you can see he's putting 270 watts. Revs, 90 revs a minute, so he's nicely on top of his gear. But look at that heart rate, above 170. But yeah, these guys are at about 42 kilometers an hour. They've done 1.8 kilometers of this 24 kilometer stage. And we will see, it seems like they've grouped nicely together. There's Alan. We're watching Alan here at the moment as well in that front group. Dion, can I ask you maybe if we can just skip back to the second group so that we can just determine who is in that group, and if there's someone from the D group maybe chasing Kevin Fisher's ass in this front group. Guys, here we come to the second group. That's it. Michelle Duman is in the second group, like last weekend. Michelle Duman, the first Namibian lady. She's a B-class lady rider, and she is in this second group. And together with Michelle, can we see any other Namibians?
She's alone in the second group.
Exactly. She's the only Namibian in this second group. They're just right in front of them on your screen. You will see the A group. The B group not that far off the A group. So we might have some of these guys maybe still gap, unless they go hard on that aqua.com. Michelle is currently pushing 3.4 watts per kilogram, 3.6 watts per kilogram. So these guys they're not slouching, definitely not. They are really hauling ass. Guys, we're going to move back a little bit and then we'll come back with you. We'll be back in a couple of seconds time. Alright viewers, we are back with you in this live stream of Le Tour de France Virtual Stage 3 RGV. We are back here in the second group. Actually, we can see here, Dion, in the second group, this is the first group.
No,
sorry.
The third group.
Is this the third group?
Yeah.
Is this the third group? So we see Lochner in here. We're watching Goomster at the moment. So it seems like Goomster has fallen back.
Yes.
Yeah, and then in this group I can see also Louis Piens is also in here. Louis Piens from Food Lovers Market, one of our great sponsors. Thanks a lot for being here, Louis. We really appreciate it, and it's lucky to see you guys back for another Saturday and another Sunday's racing. So this is the third group on the road, and here we can see Louis Piens. Louis, if you can hear me, I want you to break away from this group and go catch Michelle Duman so that you can work for her a little bit. So if you can hear me, or you can maybe type to us something, then that will be awesome. Guys, as well, you will be able to type us messages, because later on in this event, one of those Food Lovers Market spot prizes, we will ask a question and you're going to have to answer that question, and there's a possibility of winning such a voucher. So we can see on the screen that we can see your comments, and you will also be able to see the comments. We've got a question here from Jan-Louis Mostert. Jan-Louis, I know you're at the coast. Smaky beer, lekker daar langs is hier, Jan-Louis. So Jan-Louis is asking about the suffer cams. We're going to bring in the suffer cam, so we will bring in that now. Dion, can they see the suffer cam already?
Yes, they can.
There you go, and the listeners can see that's Sarah Boshoff in his pain cave, just about 20 meters. Smile, Sarah, smile for the camera. So Sarah is on his suffer cam. So what is a suffer cam, guys? So we're going to change between riders that has got suffer cams going on. So we can follow them through their webcams. And there you go. There's the smile, Sarah. And we can see that Sarah is on top of his gear. He's spinning those cranks around. He's smiling to us, but it's suffering. It's hot here in Windhoek today. We're probably around about 30 degrees. So I think everybody is... and Jan-Louis saying there's lekker coat by die see. Lekker. All right, we're going to change suffer cams. Alan Vivier. Alan, smile for the camera. There we can see Alan Vivier. That's also one of our B-class riders, but he's sitting right in front there with the A group. We're watching Alan at the moment through his suffer can. Alan is holding on to those handlebars, definitely putting out some big wattage there. We've got on screen, we're following Sarah, and we can see that we're back to Alan, so you can keep it there, Dion, that's fine. While we've got Alan on the suffer cam, we can see that Alan is putting out 250, 235, 240, about 250 average. 98 revs a minute. That's an awesome revs a minute. That's a good cadence, Alan, and he's definitely on top of his gear there. Heart rate 170, so definitely the pace has slowed down a bit, but these guys are working. They're still at 42 kilometers an hour. And there we've got Alan on the suffer cam as well. We've got also Wilke van Geenen is on there. We've got Wilke. Wilke, can you smile for the camera, please, Wilke? I know you're suffering hard, but if you can hear us, we're seeing you live on the suffer cam. Wilke also did a great race last weekend through the first and the second stage, and he was there in that A group for most of part of the race. We can look at there at Wilke. Dion, while the front group here is about 6.1 kilometers, I'm just going to ask you, can we maybe skip back to the ladies, some of the D group ladies? I think we've got Janneke Roberts in here.
Yes, we do.
I don't know whether I don't think Janneke's got a suffer cam on at the moment. There we go. We've got Janneke Roberts. Here we can see Janneke Roberts. Janneke's on her Zwift carbon bike. Janneke is still running her thin section wheels. I'll help Janneke to get those deep section wheels. We go into the garage and we'll buy her some deep section wheels for these flatter roads. There we've got Janneke on that Zwift carbon bike in her elite kit. Of course, Janneke also riding an elite Sweeto smart trainer. Awesome direct drive smart trainers. Really, those things are just magic. We've got Janneke here. We're seeing Janneke. Wow, fantastic. Well done, Janneke. Janneke sitting there at an average of 200, 190, 200, 210 watts. 86 revs per minute, which is fantastic. So she's doing a good cadence right on top of her gear. 160 beats per minute. I know, Janneke, this is actually your off weekend, but if you can hear us, thank you so much for coming out, riding the Tour de France with you all. We really appreciate it, and the sponsors appreciate it as well. Here we've got Martina Geiger-Neuberg. Martina had an awesome weekend last week. She did a great race. She actually won some prizes during some of our stages.
Yeah.
She won some of the sprints, and we can see Martina about 130, 140 watts. So she's taking a little bit slower here, 33 kilometers an hour, sitting there in a group of 3-4. So Martina, if you can hear us, hang on to that group, stay in there, suck those wheels, Even if they call you a wheel sucker, it's alright, suck those wheels, sit in the slip and just stay there. Have we got Goomster? I know that we've got Goomster Jr. as well as Bartman Jr. here. There we've got Leonie Meyer. Thank you so much, Leonie. Oh, Leonie had such bad luck on last Sunday. Yeah. She got dropped off the internet. She couldn't come in. She tried her best. But today we can see Leonie back. Leonie is back. So she's only skipped one stage so far. She's done last Saturday. She's on here. We can see there on the Suffolkam, our Volko's out of the saddle. Those guys are going hard now. It seems like they're pushing really hard. Volko's got his cap back on. There we've got as well, we can see there, Alan is there. We can see Sarah is there. So we've got quite a few people that's got their Suffolkams on. We're still watching Leonie here. As I said, Leonie had bad luck. But she's here, she's back, she's doing stage 3. She's only skipped one stage. So at this point in time, she's also still in the run for that lucky draw because she's only skipped one stage. Can we maybe see whether we can see quickly Goomster Jr. maybe and Bartman Jr.?
I will see if Goomster Jr. is just in front of Roland here, but I do not see Mike Bartman Jr.
Let's just see quickly. There's Roland Neuberg. That's correct. That's the husband of Martina Neuberg. That's Roland Neuberg. Thanks for being here, Roland. It's lekker to see you. Roland sitting here in a nice little group. Roland pushing. Hey, that's a strong ride, Roland. 262, 70 watts, 80 revs per minute. Look at the heart rate below 160. That's looking good, Roland. That's really looking good. We're going to see whether we can maybe find Goomster Jr. here as well. There we go. There's my hero, Goomster Jr. Goomster Jr., guys, and just to all our live people out there, Goomster Jr. and Bartman Jr. are 2 under 12 boys. Goomster, this is his 3rd stage. He hasn't missed a stage. Bartman has only missed 1 stage. So to you guys, fantastic. Like I promised last weekend, and I put myself out there. If these 2 juniors, or these, let's not call them juniors because they're under 12 riders, if these two kids can finish this whole series, guys, there's going to be a little special prize for you. I will arrange it, definitely so. Of course, just for tomorrow, just to explain to our viewers out there, tomorrow's stage is really, it's hard. It really is the Queen stage. It's a leg breaker. So for tomorrow's stage, for these under 12 riders, we've decided to give them their own little stage so that they ride their own stage, because it's just going to be too long, too steep, too hard for these young guys, for these kids, these under 12 riders, and we don't want to put their health at risk. So we're definitely going to have them a little stage of their own. But Goomster is here. We can unfortunately not at this moment in time find Bartman Jr. We're not sure whether Bartman Jr. is online. If Bartman Jr. is online, and maybe his mum and dad can comment for us on screen. Please don't send me a WhatsApp or on the WhatsApp group. We're not watching those at the moment. We're busy here with the commentating. So if they can maybe just let us know on screen whether Bartman Jr. is riding and whether he is still online. Please let us know so that we can just know about that. Okay, and here we're back to the front group. They have done 10.1 kilometers. So I think, Dion, they have crested. Let me just make sure here on our map quickly. I think they've crested Aquadoc.com 10. No, so they're still coming to that. So maybe we can just stay with the front group for a little bit. These guys are about to hit the Aquadoc climb, which is a short climb, only 400 meters, but at 5%. So it really does hurt the legs at 5%. I actually, this morning early at 6 o'clock, I did an hour ride on Zwift myself, and I rode this the course. And I went over the Aquadoc, and although it's not a long climb, if you hit the Aquadoc quite hard, that little 5% spike, it really hurts the legs. It's short, but it's hard, and it really does make a difference. So we're going to see what happens here. In this group, we've got Alan Vivier. Alan currently on the Suffolkam. Alan, we're seeing you on the Suffolkam. We can see that the fan is full speed overhead on Alan. So yes, as I said a little bit earlier, it's hot in Windhoek today. We're back to summer here. You can see all the guys, their jerseys are wide open, or they haven't got jerseys on purely just because of the heat. It's warm, they've got the fans on, and we're watching Alan here. We're also seeing seeing on screen, Alan putting out 240, 250 watts. Mr. Consistency all the time there. 94 revs a minute, right on top of his gear. Good cadence, 166, which for Alan, we can see that these guys are working. They're doing about 40 kilometers an hour. There we've got now Sorrel back on the suffer cam. We can see Sorrel there in his little pain cave. Sorrel sitting upright, really pushing down with those quads on the power. So in this group, Dion, if I'm not wrong, we've got Alan.
Yes.
We've got Sorrel.
We've got Wilke and Drikus.
Wilke and Drikus in here. So Wilke also did great ride last week. It seems almost on the suffer cam like your dad is praying there. It looks like he's got his hands in the praying manner. You shouldn't start praying already now, Sorrel. It's still some time to go. I know that Sorrel said that his legs is quite tired today. These guys, of course, all of them preparing for Desert Dash as well. So they're putting in the long rides in the mornings, but still in the evening or in the afternoons, they're doing the Tour de France virtual. And guys, to all of you riders, to all Namibian riders, and to all international riders coming out, registering, doing this ride, yes, I'm so proud of you, and big thank you. As we go over the Pave section here, you can hear the sound here. We're going over this Pave section, the cobblestone section. We're going over the sprint that was last weekend. This was our hotspot sprint, but today's hotspot sprint for Class C and D lady riders and for Class C and D men's riders
will be the ballon sprint.
That will be the ballon sprint, and that is coming on a little bit later.
I actually see one C class rider still in this first group. Kevin Fish is still here.
Hey, you're right, Kevin Fish is in here. D-class riders, if you can hear me, guys, come on, you need to haul ass big time. Kevin Fish, C-class rider, is in this group. Now let's just watch this quickly, Dion. Kevin Fish is riding at, that cannot be right. There, I think it was just a little glitch in the group. Kevin is riding at 3.5, 3.6 there watts per kilogram. So definitely Kevin Fish is doing something right here. Kevin Fish is on the up. Like Lance Armstrong always says, Mr. Momentum has changed his address for Kevin Fish. So Mr. Momentum is definitely with Kevin. Kevin is on the up here. He's sitting with his A group riders. Let's see whether Kevin can stick with these guys, because Dion, we're going into that aqua.com section now. We're really starting. We can see that they're on 0%, but I know the roads as you go through this field with the purple. I don't know whether those are actually lavender bushes. It looks like it's lavender bushes. Those can be lavender bushes. As you go past those lavender bushes on your right hand side through the countryside, you go around this turn, then you all of a sudden start kicking up 2-3%. We can see also Sorrel there is on his in his elite kit today. Thanks a lot for supporting Sorrel, greatly appreciated. And these guys, and now we can see, you can see it's starting to string out, Dion. Definitely there's starting to string out in the bunch.
Yes.
You can see that these guys are starting at 1, 2, 3%, and definitely the guys are starting to string out. They're on the 5% section right now, and that's hurting. The guys are putting, we're watching Drikus could see here. Drikus is putting out 419 watts, 400 average watts, 93 revs a minute, right on top of the gear, spinning it hard. But look at Drikus' heart rate, 160. He's putting out 400, 500 watts, but 160. Definitely a sign of somebody that is in good form and that is riding really, really hard. But here we can see the guys are really, they string out on this. There we've got on the screen, we've got Wilke. Is that Wilke on the suffer cam?
Yes,
and we can see that Wilke is out of the saddle. He's pushing hard. You can see he's breathing hard. Come on, Wilke. If you can hear me, if you can hear this comedy, Wilke, we're shouting for you. We're right behind you. I know you're not going to smile for the camera, but Wilke, give it stick. Give it all your all and go and catch these guys. Remember, Wilke, if we're over this aqua.com now, it's flat for about 2-3 kilometers. So if you can catch these guys, you can slipstream them, then you're going to be back with that little for that sprint. Of course, that ballon sprint, Dion, is not important for these guys today. For the A group, it's not important. That ballon sprint is important for the D ladies, C ladies, D men, and C men. But at this point in time, and remember, it's not to say that Kevin Fish, because he's in the front group, that he wins that sprint. one of the riders at the back can do a better time on that section than him, and then they win that Food Lovers Market. So it's very fair. Anybody can win it, even if you're not in the front group. You don't have to be in the front group. But now we can see this. Oh, this group is strung out like there's no tomorrow. You can see one big line, long line on this plateau. There we can see Alan Vivier. That's Alan Vivier in the yellow jersey on the yellow Tron bike. Sarel next to him on the green Tron bike in the elite. Is it Sarel? Is that Wilke? No, that's Sarel.
All three of them.
All of them, and yes. Wilke is in the. It's got the green socks and the black attire. Sarel's got the elite kit with a little elite, the red cap on, and Alan is on the yellow jersey. Alan going to the front there on the Tron bike.
Still having the aero helmet on.
Still on his aero. That's how we know Alan. That's his trademark. He's got his aero helmet on always. Whether it's a time trial or not, he's got his aero helmet on. He says apparently he feel a little bit less wind when he's got his aero helmet on. So there we can see these guys, they're working hard. They're trying to catch up back to that front group. Now that front group now, at this point in time, consists basically of Drikus as well as international riders. So if we can maybe just skip back to Drikus quickly, we can see, just remain there for a moment, we can see the front group just going into the corner up front on the screen now. So they're not that far off. So Alan, Sarel and Wilke, if you guys can hear me, the bunch is not that far away. We can see them on the screen here. Come on guys, I know you guys can do it. You are B-class riders, those are international A-class riders, but I know you're in that league. Push hard, catch those guys, and sit with them until the finish. Just suck their wheels. I know you guys can do it. So maybe we're going to go to Drikus quickly. We can see Drikus, this group has come back together, Dion. So this A-class international group has come back together. We've got riders here, I can see there from Wales. We've got a rider from Wales. We've got a rider from Italy. Of course, Drikus, our Namibian. We've got 2 Japanese. I see a key theme here. Every weekend we've got these Japanese riders riding in the Namibian League. Welcome, Japanese riders. I know that in Japan, if we say, like Dion, we say in Namibia when we hold our glasses up, our nice beers, we say prost, or we say gezondheid. But I think the Japanese say, what do they say? I just had it in my head now. I think there's a saying that they also do, but I'll recall that a little bit later on. Okay. And then we'll send glasses up for the Japanese riders. Of course, these Japanese riders, most of them probably coming from a current and a track background. So these guys are humongously strong. They put out big wattage. We can see again there on the suffer cam. We can see Alan there. Or is it Alan that we've got there on the suffer cam? Yes, we've got Alan there on the suffer cam. I think we can just go to the suffer cams quickly, Dion. This A-front group is all together and they're staying together. We've got Drikus in here. He's representing Namibia. Maybe we can go there. Is that Louis Piens that we've got there? Yes. There we've got Louis Piens. Louis, we've got you on the screen. That's it. If you can hear us, smile out to the camera. You can see, guys, it's really hot here today. There's the smile from Louis. You can see it's really hot out here. Louis got his sweatband around the head. No shirt on. It's tremendously hot in Windhoek today. It's probably around 30 degrees. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. These guys are suffering out. Thanks for being here, guys. Maybe we can go to Louis' group quickly, if you don't mind. There we go. We're back in Louis' group here. So I think that's probably group 3 on the road, because we've got Michel Doorman, which is sitting in the second group. I think this is the 3rd group on the road.
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah, and then we can see Husselman is also in there. Yeah. Husselman from Namibia, well done, Husselman.
Along with Kevin Fish. Kevin Fish fell back from the first.
Is it? Did he get dropped?
Yeah.
Did he get dropped from that A group? But then but is that correct? Because then he must have dropped like big time, because I think this is the 3rd group on the line. So the B group should have caught up to him. And then he's back here in the C group. So definitely, let's just make sure. Maybe we can go to Kevin quickly.
Kevin is here.
Is he here? Is it Kevin?
Yeah,
it's definitely, Kevin Fish is a little bit in the front of this group. So they're catching up to Kevin, I think. There we can see also some Japanese Yamamoto international rider that is also in this group. So definitely this group has caught up to him. Kevin is falling back. So D-class riders, if you can hear us, definitely Kevin has dropped from that front group. So there's still a chance to catch up to Kevin for that green jersey. At this point in time, Kevin is the first C rider. Definitely on the road.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, Kevin looks like he might be the fastest rider from the C group, so he will get that green jersey. Then we've got Kevin out of the saddle trying to catch up to the rider that's just passed him.
Was this not the ballon sprint?
Was that ballon sprint? I'm not sure. Sorry, I've missed that one now. I think that might have been the ballon sprint. That's correct. So they've gone over the ballon sprint. So we will see, of course, at the end of the race who was the fastest from C and D men. But we've got our first D men over the ballon sprint point, definitely already. So we've got in here, Kevin is here, Louis is here, and it seems like Kevin is getting dropped. They passed Kevin. Kevin is getting dropped here. Louis is still there. Louis, of course, is a B-class rider. So still going fantastic, Kevin. You're still sticking to these B-class riders. But you're starting to fall off. I think he went really hard in the beginning.
Yeah.
He went out full on. So I think that's catching up to him. And these little drags, as you can see, they go up to 3-4%. I did it this morning. They hurt. So D-class riders. So it's not all over and done with. Kevin is definitely dropping from this B group. So the D-class riders have still got a chance maybe to catch up to Kevin. Have we got... Is Jandre in the race? Can we maybe see whether
I did not see Andre.
Is Jandre not in this race?
No.
Oh my head. Jandre, if you can hear us, and if you're online, just send us a message. Don't WhatsApp the group, or don't send so let's just see whether there is messages coming through. We haven't got any messages coming through at the point in time, eh?
Not at the moment, but previously there were some messages coming through.
Can we maybe quickly go to those messages just to see those?
Okay.
There you go. Janu's asking where's the suffer cams. We've got the suffer cams on. Means good afternoon. What does it say? Konnichiwa. That's it, Mark Steller. Thank you very much. We've got that, Mark. We can see here, good afternoon in Japanese is konnichiwa. So konnichiwa to all our Japanese riders. Welcome to the Namibian Le Tour de France virtual race. Here we're going back to the racing. So we're back to, which group is this? This is the Kevin Fish group. And Kevin Fish is back in the group.
Yes.
He was hanging off the back a little bit of that group. But we've got in this group, we've got Jones in this group, Namibia. We've got Pence in this group. We've got Husselman in this group. And we've got Kevin Fish. So 4 Namibians in this group. So maybe if we can jump back to Alain Villier's group, that was actually the Port Sauvage, as they call in France. So the leaders of the race. The first group on the road is always called the peloton, all right?
Yes.
That is tête de la course, the leaders of the course. And then you've got the stragglers that broke off that group, the Port Sauvage, the guys that is in pursuit. That's basically what it means. They are in the pursuit of that first group, definitely. And there we can see the Port Sauvage. They're catching up to some of the other stragglers. So we've got the 3 Namibian riders from the B group, which is Wilke van Gielen, Alain Vivier, as well as Saurel still there. We're seeing Wilke on the suffer cams there at the moment. So Wilke, we're watching you. Ons watch for you. Ons kyk vir jou, Wilke. Keep it up. Keep those pedals spinning around. Put out those watches. Just stay with the other Namibians. We can see some big ride-ons going on there. Those little thumbs for our listeners and our viewers. Those little thumbs that you see going into the back pocket. That's when other riders give you a ride-on. They give you a thumbs up. Well done, they say to each other. And that goes into your back pocket. Oh, we've got Saurel on the suffer cam. We can see, in the beginning of the race, we could see Saurel sitting up. Now Saurel is back on the handlebars. We can see him on the suffer cam there. He's back on the handlebars. These guys are pushing out. Look at the wattage quickly, Dion. They're putting out 250, 300, 250, 300 watts. 99, 100 revs a minute. These guys are hauling ass. And you can see from Saurel's heart rate as well, 165. So they're really trying their best to catch up back to that front group. Guys, we're just going to watch these riders on screen while I take a quick sip of water. We'll be back in a couple of seconds time, and then we will be back. See you now. Alright, guys, we're just on our little commentary base. We just got feedback from Jan from Nam. Jan with a little crying face said he's not in the race this afternoon. Jan, I don't know what happened, whether it's maybe an internet problem, whether he couldn't get in, or maybe the braai is just too lekker, Jan. But guys, we haven't got Jan, but Jan, tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock, Vent Top. Here we've got Dreyer from Namibia. Dreyer being a D rider. Dreyer is quite new to the Namibian Zwifting.
Pushing 600 watts.
Yes,
there.
it's massive.
700.
That's just what I want to say. Dreyer pushing some big wattage here. He's quite new to the Namibian Zwift scene, but we've seen him last weekend as well in both rides and both stages. He's back on stage 3 of Le Tour de France Virtual RGV. But we can see him there pushing some big watts as he crested that 4-5%. Now he's just coasting. Keep it up, Dreyer. If I can give you some comment here. As you hit those little climbs, out of the saddle, hard, so that you can just crest them quickly and then you can recover. Don't stop pedaling at all, just recover on the other way down, and then as you hit the next one, big up again. These little rolling hills, they bite.
Yeah.
They bite. I think we should maybe let's see whether we can see some of the ladies. Janneke Roberts quickly before we go back to that front group, because I don't want us to miss the final sprint
they're
of
almost
that
done,
group.
but
Like
I think they still have 2 kilometers.
2 kilometers or so to go, because we would definitely want to see whether Drikus could see can again this afternoon outsprint the international group and take the overall win. Last Sunday he did that. He did that last 200-300 meters at almost 1,000 watts, which is just absolutely crazy, you guys. So let's just watch it. Here we've got Janneke. We've got Janneke sitting in a nice little group here at the moment. Janneke is still pushing 220 watts, which is fantastic. Well done, Janneke. I'm super proud of you. You're doing so good. Stay with this group. Suck their wheels. Actually, Janneke is moving to the front. You're doing well, Janneke. I'm so happy that you decided to be here. Really appreciate it. Leonie Meyer, if we can go maybe to Leonie. We've got Leonie Mustard. Leonie Mustard is saying, go Wynand. So guys, if you can hear us, there's a lot of people shouting for you out there. Yeah, we've got Leonie Meyer on here. And quickly, Leonie Meyer is still sitting here. She's doing good. I think we're going to go back to that front view, because we've got on 24.3 kilometers. They're reaching the final quickly. We're going to stay with them for now. We've got Drikus in the front group here. Drikus is on that orange track bike. He's got the camouflage blue shirt on, if I've got that correct.
Yes.
And the black bib tights. We can see Drikus here. He's sitting in there. It's not that far to go. We're going to go into the final sprint here. We've got Drikus. Yes, Drikus is sitting in 3rd place at the moment. Drikus is out of the saddle, pushing 800, 800 watts. Come on, Drikus, we're shouting for you. Not far to go. It's not that far to go, Drikus. Drikus is standing right in behind of them. He's going to come into the slipstream like he did last week on Sunday. Drikus is on the slipstream. He comes past him. Drikus is around the corner first. Drikus is out of the line. Let's see whether he can keep it up. Come on, Drikus. Drikus is pushing 900 watts. Drikus is going to go over the line, and he's the first. And again, fantastic. Well done, Drikus. Awesome. He's beat this international group. He's the first man over the line. The Namibian has beaten them all again. Well done, Drikus, and I'm so happy I got your name right, my boy. Well done, super proud of you. We're going back to the second group here. Of course, this is the second group on the road. And actually, you can see Sarel Alan.
No, Alan was actually dropped from this group.
Was
It's
Alan
only-
dropped? So it's only Sarah
And Wilke.
and Wilke. So Sarah and Wilke has caught up to the stragglers of that front group. They're going to come into the second group. So Sarah, you're coming into the final line here. Maybe we can get Sarah on the suffer cam there.
Yes.
We've got Sarah on the suffer cam. He's suffering big time. You're coming into the final sprint here, Sarah. Let's see whether Sarah can be the second Namibian over the line. Of course, Sarah being a B-class rider. Sarah, where are you? Where he's on the Tron bike. He's on the green Tron bike in the elite kit. He's hanging on the back. There he's out of the saddle. I think Sarah's just it's just a little bit too much. It's just a little bit too much. There you go. Sarah's over the line and he's done. Okay, in this next group we've got, who's this? Let
This
me
is
just
Barry
see.
Jones.
This
Along
is
with
Barry
Evan
Jones.
And Louis.
And Louis in here as well.
Matt Disselman. Oh, did he?
Okay, so we've jumped around there a bit. So there's Ellen going over the line now. So Ellen, I think, must be the third. It's either Wilke or Ellen. I think we've missed some there. It might be Wilke or Ellen that is third over the line there. Maybe if we can go back there, maybe to Louis Piens's group.
Louis was in this group.
Is it? And Michelle Doorman. Let's quickly go to Michelle Doorman. That's our first Namibian lady rider. We will try to join her now. And it's crazy racing here, guys, today. As you can see, we're all over the place. Barry Jones is in the meantime finished. I think it might be that Michelle Doorman has maybe also finished already.
Yeah, it might be.
It might be because she was definitely in there. We're just jumping around, guys. We're all over the place here at the moment.
I can do this. I forgot.
Okay, you're seeing, what screen are we seeing here at the moment, Diane?
Martina is the next. There we go. We're on.
There you go. So we've got Martina. So it must have been that Michelle is done already.
Yes, it might be.
I hope that Michelle, if you can hear us, or if Hobby Des can hear us, and you can write us maybe just a comment, just to make sure that Michelle did finish the event. Sorry if we didn't see her. We were jumping around a little bit, so that we can see or just find out whether actually Michelle did finish it. Here we've got
Not yet.
Goomster. Is Michelle not done yet? And there we're following Michelle. Here you go, Michelle. So Michelle is not done with the stage yet. She's actually coming into the final sprint area. Michelle, we're watching you. If you can hear us, we're watching you here from the Beacons. First Namibian lady over the line, definitely. She is doing 400, 420, 430 watts, 80 revs a minute. She's putting out big power. Look at that heart rate, 190, 190. Yes, Michelle, please, no heart attacks. We don't want that. But we can see you pushing hard. Well done, Michelle. Rooting for you all the time, as always. And she's done with the race. All right, here we're going to back to, this is Roland Neuberg. So Roland in his psychedelic yellow and pink jersey and yellow bike here. Roland is also a C-class rider, sitting at just on the other side of 300 watts here, 88 revs per minute. And his heart rate is looking good. Seems like Roland has got everything under control here. So guys, I think while we're watching these guys, I think for now, I think we can maybe do out quickly the price for the third Food Lovers Market prize quickly, Dion. So we're going to post a question.
Okay.
To you guys. So to all the viewers out there, we're going to post a question to you. We want your feedback on that question, and then later during the day we will put everything together, and we will determine who's then the winner, the viewer winner of our $200 Food Lovers Market voucher. So Dion, my question to the viewers out there, in your opinion, and I want, and we've not got everything, we haven't got all the classes finished yet, all right?
Yes.
But in your opinion, excluding the A group, because we only had Drikus, the only A Namibian riding here, so excluding the A group, so that's from group C, or let's say D, C and B riders, men and women from group D, C and B riders, men in group. We want the listeners to tell us who they think the most combatant rider of the day, the most aggressive rider of the day. So all our listeners out there, I want you to answer on screen to tell us who you think from D group, C group, and B group, Namibian men and women, who's the most aggressive, the most combatant rider of the day. The most votes, or the name with the most votes, all right, that person will win then the lucky draw prize, all right, of that $200 voucher. So all our listeners that is out there, start answering. Tell us who you think from the Namibian riders, D, C, and B group, men's and ladies, who's the most combatant, the most aggressive rider, all right? And then we will look at those results at the end of this, and then we will give out and declare who's that person winning that $200 voucher. We've got some comments coming up there from the comments. We've got Wilke in here. We had Jandre saying, Drikus, is a powerhouse. Definitely Drikus putting some big wattage bombs down there again. 950 watts, which was huge. Well done again, Drikus. And here we've got the Goomster coming into the finish on his red track bike. That red track Madone with his deep section zip carbon wheels on there. And he's coming into the final. So definitely a good ride by Goomster as well. We're talking here about 40 minutes on a 24-kilometer ride, which is not, it wasn't totally flat today. It definitely had some lump. It was a lumpy route. Sometimes these lumpy routes are even worse than having those long climbs. And
600 watts.
Yes, 600 watts. Dion, look at that. You're right. 600 watts. So he's really pushing for the line and going full out. He said, well, nobody around, but I'm going to try my best. Well done, Goomster. Super proud of you. And here we've got his boy, the Goomster Jr. We've got the Goomster Jr. still on course. Goomster Jr., is he on 23.6 kilometers already?
Already?
A fantastic, Goomster Jr. You're doing a fantastic ride, my boy. He's staying within his 80 to 90, 100 watts. He's staying right on top of his gear at 100, around about 90 to 100 revs a minute. So really doing good.
Drikus also said that Wilke was the most aggressive. So we have votes from everybody, but so far all the votes have gone to Wilke.
To Wilke. So far all the votes were going to Wilke. So if at the end of the day Wilke is the most popular or the person chosen as the most combative rider, he will get that $200 Food Lovers Market voucher. Right, listeners, we've got Wilke on the line. Wilke, if you can hear us.
No.
Hi, Wilke, if you can hear us, we've got you on the Suffolk camp, and we're going to have a quick talk to you, if you can talk. If you can just tell us quickly, this race seemed quite, flat, Wilke, but it was quite lumpy. How did you experience it?
I don't think Wilke can hear us. Wilke?
Wilke, can you hear us? If you can just give us a thumbs up whether you can hear us. It doesn't seem like Wilke can hear us at this point in time, guys. So if we can maybe go over to Sarel quickly. I think Sarel. Hi, Sarel, can you just give us a thumbs up whether you can hear us?
Okay, I have muted. We can.
Hi, Sarel, can you hear us? Can you just give us a thumbs up whether you can hear us? There you go, Sarel can hear us. Sarel, as I said a little bit earlier on, this was quite a flat stage, but towards the end it got quite lumpy. What was your experience of the stage today? Not that all that easy, eh?
No, it's not easy at all. And running, we knew that it would be a sliding factor that would be hard. And it was harder than what I thought.
Yeah, definitely. As I said earlier in the commentary, I did the ride this morning, and some of those little rolling hills, they kick up to 4-5%, and at that speed and being at about 20 kilometers, they really did hurt. I think it just complicated again the finish as well, eh, Sarel?
Yes, but that makes it interesting. If it is just flat, everybody will just hang and wait for the sprint.
Yeah, most definitely. And Sarel, just a big congratulations from the commentary team here as well. You did a great ride towards the end there. You actually caught up to some of the stragglers, and they did a big sprint. I don't know whether you know, but Drikus again took the overall win in the international group. So again, we've got a Namibian winning the Le Tour de France Virtual in Namibia, and we're all fantastic. On the screen here, we've got Leonie Meyer. Leonie's coming to the line. Leonie finishing her race. Well done, fantastic Leonie. After last Sunday's absolute nightmare that you had, she's done it. She's done her race. Well done, Leonie, fantastically. Well done. Thanks for that, Sarel. We appreciate you. Cool down, and we'll chat now.
All right, you can. Wilke is also on here. If you want to switch to Wilke.
Okay.
Well done the race with.
Hi, Wilke. Can you hear us? Can you just maybe give us a...
I can hear. I'm so burned out.
I thought so. Fantastic. Well done, Wilke. This is the third stage, and you've been here all three stages. Last weekend you did a fantastic ride as well. As I asked Sarel, it looked quite like a flat stage today, but it wasn't, definitely not all that flat as we came into the final. We had that lumpy up and down 3-4%. What was your experience of that? Not easy at all, eh?
No, the rolling hills were tough. Especially waiting for Sarel and Alan to break away. I was just anticipating it, but luckily we got a big group that came from the back. Otherwise it would have been me and Sarel and Alan pushing for the finals, and
yeah, but you guys
had that job, but I won't stop.
Yeah, you guys did great. You stuck together. You were all doing around about 42 kilometers an hour. I did a short recon of the route this morning on Zwift, and I thought those little lumpy hills towards the end, it's going to be hard. But well done, Wilke. Fantastic. Thanks for being here. Thanks for racing the Tour de France with Joel. We're very happy to see you. Well done, eh? Fantastic.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
I just want to mention, right, that Goomster Jr. also did 250, 230 watts straight to the finish.
Fantastic. Well done, Goomster Jr. We were talking to some of the other guys on the Suffolk camps while you came over the line. But well done, my boy. Super, super proud of you. Again, my little hero. Here we can see another international rider, O'Donnell, coming over. You know what, Dion? I'm really proud of the Namibians. We're not sitting back. I mean, in all the groups, these guys they're still doing fantastic. Here we can see, is it the Goomster's done already?
Yeah, everybody is done.
Everybody is done. The Goomster Jr. is also done. He's just on his little red Cannondale there. He's just cooling down, spinning the legs out. Here we can see the cadence going up, spinning out the legs. Well done, Goombie. I'm super proud of you. Of course, the junior riders, the under 12s, tomorrow they will have a slower ride. Or not a slower ride. They will not be doing vent top. That's what I meant to say. So they will not do that big climb. But to all the viewers out there, fantastic viewers, keep on coming with those answers to the question of who you think is the most combatant rider of the day. So far, it seems like it's Wilke van Grenen, definitely. But we will afterwards, we will reconcile all the answers and we will look at it, and then we will make the price. We will also look at the fastest sprint section on the Ballon Sprint for the women's C&D and the men's C&D, and then we will announce that. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us this afternoon for this hour of absolute, again, fantastic racing in the Tour de France as well. Thanks so much, Dion. You're my right-hand man. While I do the talking, in the meantime, he is between Suffolk camps. Dion is on his phone. He's doing a fantastic job. Thanks so much for you as well. If you were wondering, he is, of course, the son of the legend Sarel, but I think he's starting to overshadow his dad now because he's doing all of the hard work. So for everyone out there, thanks for joining us. Tomorrow afternoon, 20-3 again. Tomorrow is the big day. The Queen Stage, Mont Ventoux, Ventop. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Dion. Maybe a last word from you.
I just want to say this was actually so fun to watch, and I don't know about all of you, but Gerrit is a bit too professional for me.
No, crap about that. I think we're making a great team.
Yes.
We're doing things together. It's all nice, and just happy to be here. To all the listeners, thanks for tuning in. We hope you're having a great rest of your Saturday afternoon. Stay safe in these difficult times. Join us again tomorrow afternoon at 3 for this live broadcast of the Tour de France Virtual.